ħaġa ġib l-oħra, I had sex with a lasagna. U flok kassola għazilt iż-żejżiet. The multiverse għan min jishtiq mur jara. The multiverse, meta ġejna Malta, għalija, it was very difficult. Very, very difficult. Ma konx naf nitkellem bil-Malta. I'm on budget. They're gonna send a taxi. I'm a very generous lover. I love the Maltese. Importanti li tawi. All right, cool. Fl-aħħar, naraw fej kellu jassal dal-podcast.
Illum il-podcast ħajkun ma' Steve Hili. Steve, bħalma tafu, huwa DJ u stand-up comedian. Ftit jafu li kienu għol parti mill-eżekuttiv tal-Alternattiva. Għandu storja pjuttost twila fil-Radio Malta, fil-Radio ta' Malta, mux Radio Malta, radio fil-industrija ta' radio insomma Maltija. Aktar minn hekk għamel ukoll ħafna esperjenzi ġewwa Londra. Insomma, huwa bniedem ta' intratteniment kbir u ħabib tiegħi daħħani ħafna nogost nkun madwar għax huwa bniedem umoristiku u bniedem ukoll ta' prinċipju ta' qalb tajba dik taġobna ħafna dwar Steve ukoll. Insomma, ħalla aħħulkom qabel ma nibda nirringrazzja lill-sponsors li jgħinuna biex ġimgħa wara ġimgħa aħna inkomplu fl-imkien ma' tim tagħna nagħmlu l-almu tagħna biex inwasslulkom produzzjonijiet li aħna nittamaw jinteressakom dal-proġett huwa ħafna l-qalbi u mingħajr l-appoġġ tal-sponsors insomma ma jsir xejn guys, ma jsir xejn. Maypole, Alberta, Garmin, Wellbees, Derek Meats, Business Labs u għal-post fejn aħna fil-fatt nagħmlu xogħol amministrativ kollu tagħna. Grazzi wkoll il-Grotto Tavern, insomma, ta' bilħaq, ovvjament. Patreon.com/ġonmallija jekk tixtiequ li tkunu parti minn il-komunità jekk taħsbu dak li qed nagħmlu għandu xi valur u tixtiequ tuna biċċa sosten minni meta tkun tagħmel media indipendenti tax-xorta tagħna kull qaddis jgħin, kull qattratot, kull imbuttatura aħna insibuha utli ħafna. Daqstant jekk tixtiequ tagħtu l-appoġġ napprezzaw. Insomma, da kollox Patreon.com /ġonmallija naħseb issa xi 17,000 darba. Naqdu issa jien u Steve Hili. L-iktar ħaġa li hija fascinazzjoni perversa li hija meta nintervista il-politiċi huwa kemm id-disparità bejn il-personalità vera tagħhom u l-personalità li huma juru fil-pubbliku. U qed ngħidlek Steve.
Hija kbira.
Ġifri...
Imma, il-problema, di ma jifmuwiex illi tant they come across as zombies taw, illi they are personality less. So jen meta nikteb, jena meta nikbu xaġa satirika, I'm always looking for personality. U tant memx xej. So, għalija, et jatmu kontri għom infusom, meta when they try to keep themselves so restrained.
It depends. Għandhom il-talent illi jikkalibraw ruhom, mux kolla, uħut minnom, jikkalibraw ruhom għall-udjenza partikolari li jkunu għet ikellmu.
Jiena naħseb li you're overestimating ħafna minn. Again, mill-esperienza tiegħi, I think you're overestimating ħafna minn. I think a lot of politicians huma
silly twats.
Like just very, very boring, straight kind of quasi-personalities. ħafna minn, mux kolla.
Le, u fil-fat jena t-nalek għal-dawk li kunu naqra iktar intuittivi, li għandhom social skills, ġviri, ninnota per eżempju jinna ġin kwet niħu kafe ma' politiku għaxet nipreparaw għal-podcast. U jienu nrawaħ bl-envelop il-kannella. Jaddi xaħat. U jinnaf per eżempju kellem il-dal-politiku jkun tal-partit oppost. Bdajt il-kazzati, jena nibda meri, jekk nibda nispjegalu speċa isma bro, mux ekkek kwet. Il-politiċi Maltin li fehmu l-kultura Maltija u l-elettorat Malti għandhom dil-affinità, għandhom dan l-arfin ta' kif ikellmu l-elettorat. U jitlu f'modi ieħor, kif kan tkellem lili, mhuwiex kif jibda jkellem lil-persuna l-oħra. U kultant hija ġir meta nara jiena minn.
Imma ma' min qed jibsu l-maskra miegħek jew magħhom?
Naħseb miegħi jilbsu ċerta maskra, ma' ħadd ieħor jilbsu maskra li hija iktar kif tajt, hemm ħafna kondixxendenza fiha.
Okay, all right.
Fucking tfal. U li turtana ħafna, insomma.
Użgu.
Ġili kellek ħajra l-politika Steve?
Iva, kelli. Jiena meta kont zaħir, kont fl-Alternattiva. So jiena kont membru tal-AD, l-Arnold per eżempju nafu ħafna. Jien l-ewwel elezzjoni li mort mal-AD fl-ewwel kelli 18, jiġifieri kellhom idaħluni bħala ġurnalist biex ngħinhom jgħoddu l-voti għax kont għadni żgħir wies. So kienet interessanti ħafna l-politika. Dar għamil żmien kont anke fl-eżekuttiv tal-AD, ma tantx dom imma x'imbagħad eżatt kif l-eżekuttiv tal-AD qabbejt u onestament bħala żagħżugħ bħala tifel ta' 17-18 sena kont iżjed il-politika kienet interessani ma nisa kienu jinteressawni iżjed. So kelli nagħmel għażla u flok kassola għażilt iż-żejżiet. U naħseb dik waħda mill-istereotajti. Imma għadni interessat, so per eżempju anka l-Ingilterra, meta kondot l-Ingilterra nsegwi ħafna I feel I'm very left-wing, even with my comedies, it's very kind of darba xat diskrivini pala qabel ma tħad fuq il-park. So kont l-Ingilterra xat taf li introduċuk qabel ma toħroġ fuq il-park. I was introduced as a left-wing lover of tits. And I'm like, what a perfect description. So I was doing a set that was more political. It was kien fl-ambitu ta' xaġi zjed politika. So jiena dejjem.
U inti spiċċat ma' l-idea x'inti kont il-Capital.
So jiena kont dak iż-żmien kienu ħadu frekwenza l-alternattiva. L-ewwel kellhom stazzjon tal-komunità li kien Radio 99 jismu.
Famużament kellhom dak ir-radju li kienu jixandru bil-piraterija.
Iva, ma dak kien qabel żmieni. So jiena meta talt kellhom liċenzja l-stazzjon tal-komunità li kien jismu Radio 99, dak kien l-ewwel esperjenza tiegħi fuq ir-radio. U kif kont niltaqa' ma dak iż-żmien kien hemm ovvjament kien hemm Arnold, kien hemm John u Mario Mallija, John li kien speċjaliżjat involut fuq ir-radio, Mario kien għadu fl-alternattiva. U kien hemm ħafna minn dawn in-nies teħlin u ħirġin, ovvjament jiena kont żgħir u kont influenza ruħi, ma fl-istess ħin l-idea tal-moviment taħdar u environmentalism u l-idea soċjalisti minn dejjem oġbuni. So I was naturally kind of pulled towards that.
What was it like working for them?
It was, like fil-bidu, Radio 99 was like a community station, so this was kollox voluntary basis. Imma it was, like, but once li tħalt fija, it became almost a passionate thing. So niftakarni niġġielet ma kulħadd biex jivvotaw ID. Għali, malix, ma tistax tifhem li fuq l-argumenti, ġvek taqbad l-argumenti biss, l-alternattiva dejjem ikollhom l-aħjar argumenti, jew kien ikollhom dak iż-żmien. Allora għaliex speċ ma tistax tifhem. U niftakarni niġġielet bil-passjoni ta' tifel ta' 17 sena. Illi niftakarni mur nħabbat il-bibien qabel l-elezzjoni naqsam il-flyers. Milux actually sibt għandi minn daw jgħidu Ottomans, daw il-cushions li tagħmel saqajk fuqhom. U niftakarni kont xtrajtu meta kont żgħir u kont imlejtu bil-karti u milux, literally xi xarejn ilu. Ftaħtu dak kien jgħid fil-garaġġ Tom, ftaħtu u nsib daw il-karti tal-elezzjoni tal-98 b'wiċċ Mario Mallija fuqhom u hekk, ġifieri kont imur nqassamhom fi dawk suppost qassamthom ovvjament ma qassamthom.
L-elezzjoni tal-98 kienet l-elezzjoni li tippreċedi r-referendum.
98 kienet meta tilef il-Labor, meta il-Labor kienu fil-gvern għal sentej. U tilfu so dik kienet.
Imma għax kien hemm żmien li l-alternattiva kienu speċ ta' għamlu in-roads mhux ħażin.
Iva, ma nafx kux qabel jew wara.
Naf li qabel il-parti tal-Unjoni Ewropea, insomma, meta l-elezzjoni li fuqha kienet kontingenti jekk issa nitlu fl-Unjoni Ewropea.
Nasib dik ta' wara, nasib dik ta' 2003.
Imma huma kienu organizzati għax dejjem speċ kienet mistoqsija għalija. Dik tixet ħafna.
Imma jiena kont one step, ġviri fi sens il-qalba ma kontx involut fija.
Imma kienu managers tal-istazzjon li
Ma again, there was a one step differenza, x'kemm kooperativa, Media Coop li kella l-management contract u jiena kont naħdem ma' Media Coop mbagħad meta bdejna. So tarom illi ovvjament kemm minn dejjem kienu kemm ħafna entużjażmu, imma l-entużjażmu kien isu kif konna rajin, it comes in waves. So ġejja l-elezzjoni, ikun hemm ħafna iżjed nies entużjasti. Taqla tkaxkira u ma tmurx taqskem u taqgħod ovvjament għal ftit xhur in-nies jisparixxu because they're all so disappointed.
X'pariri konti tiegħhom, Steve?
Jiena ma taċ. Jiena ta' żgħir li kont, all I had was lots of enthusiasm, lots of U mux enthusiasm bis, kelli l-ideali, ġviri jena kont f'moħħi. Illi b'ximot Arnold Cassola sa jkun il-Ministru tal-Affarijiet Barranin. U Tony Abela u Enzo Mintoff kienu ħajkunu. So jena, I was just, tad kont, kif nista' ngħidha? I was so enthused by it. Illi, stajt nagħti parir, so il-pariri tiegħi kienu, I was always very, very socialist, very liberal in my thinking, very left-leaning in my thinking. Imma l-partit hekk kien anyway. So ma tantx kont issa kieku kelli nerġa' nidħol issa fil-politika. Obviously I'd have a lot more to give and a lot of ideas. Ġifieri kemm xi partit imma dak iż-żmien, I was just like enthusiastic and idealistic.
Mela, isma', deskrivej din ix-xena fejn inti kont qiegħed tħabbad dawn il-bibien jew tajt lin-nies isma' kif il-Madonna ma tistax tifhem illi laqwa għażla. U jiena nissuspetta li l-ikbar pushback probabbli kienet illi daw mill-familja tagħhom kienu spex ta' abbinati jew ma' partit jew ma' ieħor. U naħseb li għalik peress li inti ġejt Malta aktar tard f'ħajtek, naħseb forsi għalik ma kienx tirreżona
Jiena ġej Malta meta kelli 10 snin. So jiena il-familja tiegħi qatt ma kienu, qatt ma ħaduni meetings jew hekk, qatt ma kienu tal-partiti. Imma ovvjament ma kienux jivvotaw alternattiva laqqas, imma ġej mill-Ingilterra so jiena qisni.
Fejn inti l-ewwel 10 snin il-Ġermanja.
Le, jien twilit il-Ġermanja, ma ta' sentejn, imbagħad missier kien fis-servizz Ingliżi. Allura konna nduru ta' sentejn għala posting għall-Ingilterra. Allura jiena.
Fejn l-Ingilterra?
Konna Carter, konna viċin ta' Oxford. So it was bażi villaġġ ismu Carterton li kien literalment post fejn kienu jgħixu familji li kienu fil-servizzi għax kien hemm bażi kbira hemmhekk u konna ngħixu. U sakemm kelli 10 snin konnem. U mbagħad ta' 10 snin missier ħareġ mis-servizz u ddeċidew li jerġgħu jiġu Malta. Tnejn huma Maltin.
Għax ovvjament ħadd ġew ma qatt kien parti minn familja tal-militar. Kif kien x'inhi trobbija ta' familja fil-militar?
Għalija kienet normali, għax fis-sens ma kontx naf trobbijiet differenti, ma konna ngħixu ġo il-post, id-dar tagħna l-ewwel dar li ftakar quarters kienu jgħidulhom li kienu id-djar li kienu jingħataw in-nies li jaħdmu fis-servizzi. Kien hemm missier kien jaħdem fuq il-bażi, niftakar kemm il-darba pereżempju għax il-mama kienet taħdem ukoll, allura kont immur, missier kien joħodni miegħu fis-sergeant's mess. Allura jien kont noqgħod is-sergeant's mess isu l-post fej jiltaqgħu is-sergeants. Allura jien niftakarni inkun hemmhekk impinġi kien iġib xi karti u affarijiet biex noqgħod impinġi u nilgħab u comics kien iġibu u niftakarni sakemm qed jaħdem jiena għaddej hemmhekk fis-sergeant's mess. Niftakar darb'oħra memorji hekk għandi, niftakar pereżempju darb'oħra nidħol ġo isu restaurant ukoll tas-sergeant's mess u nitlob biex nixrob xi ħaġa x'għad maluqin palissa, mbagħad x'għad dak it-tifel ta' George allura u bagħad iħalluni. So it was just
il-kariga ta' missierek kienet.
Missierek kien, so missier fil-catering kien, imma so he was in the military, ma fis-servizz, imma catering kien, so he was a hotel. U kien in charge tal.
Imma kienet timpjegah il-koruna ġifieri.
Mela, ġifieri kien surġent missier, so he was imma u daw ġili kien ikollhom l-exercises, ġifieri jien niftakar kien jitlaq backpack enormi fuq daru u kien jagħmel jumejn jew 3 ijiem ma jġix id-dar because they're doing military exercises. So xorta kien ikollu jagħmilha dik, but his profession was always catering.
U din il-militanza li kien jesperjenza missierek kienet tippermeja id-dar tagħkom?
Minnaħat ommi, iżjed, mommy very strict. So ommi strict ħafna, ġifieri ommi trabbiet in a very kind of Catholic kind of mindset.
Okay.
So aħna tlajna id-dar like very kind of Catholic, strict, u naħseb dika parti minni ukoll, so that's why I rebelled against it.
Il-fatt li kont Malti. Kif kienu jħarsu lejk?
Again, yeah, 10 snin tlaqt, so jiena I didn't really feel it.
Memorji ta'
Imma Malta kważi it's a nothing cut. Taf kif, so it's a nies qasija anke issa meta kont noqgħod hemm issa. Tmur fuq il-palku tgħidilhom ċajta, jekk kelli ħabib tiegħi kummedjan Taljan, eżatt kif jgħid li huwa Taljan, obviously hemm affarijiet li n-nies kollha jaħsbu about Italy. Malta ma tfisser xejn, jgħidu parti minn Spanja, Malta, ħafna nies jgħidu li hekk. Jew xi ħaġa fuq korruzzjoni u taxxa u Panama, ġifieri dik għammet lejn l-aħħar qed jgħidu. But really, Malta is so insignificant.
Illi ma kellekx timbru inti. Ma konx
Imma again, jiena kont żgħar, so jiena kieku pereżempju forsi saqs il-ħut, jiena għandi ħija 12 sena ikbar minni, waħdi 10 snin ikbar minni.
Sewa.
Forsi l-esperjenza tagħhom kienet ikbar. Jiena meta tlaq minn hemm kelli 10 snin, daw they lived and they grew up, so maybe their experience would be different. Ma nafx. Imma for me, as a 10-year-old, it was very normal.
Jena għamilt isu sena naħdem Londra. Kelli naħseb xi 20 sena u 21 qasna. Le, kelli naħseb 23 naħseb. U kont naħdem ġo hotel jismu l-Goring Hotel, li huwa il-hotel ta' wara.
Nazzisti, il-Goring Hotel.
U oriġinarjament Otto Goring kien jismu, ġifieri konna nagħmlu minn dan iċ-ċajt. Sewa. Ġifieri kellna minn daw il-teoriji li ximkien xi ġeneral ħeba xi xkora flus u speċta u aħna konna parti minn grand money laundering exercise fascista. U dik hija l-Goring. Ġifieri hija l-apiċi ta' dak kollu li huwa Ingliż u kolonjali. Il-post fenomenalment sabiħ u huwa ġifieri letteralment. Kont bħal dak karatta dak tal-aħmar.
Mal-bibek.
Dak stajt kont jien. U dak qiegħed letteralment, ġifieri jekk titfaġeb minn fejn qiegħed dar raġel, dak jismu Peter għax dak ilu hemm xi 50 sena dak tal-bowlerhead. Jekk titfaġeb minn fejn qiegħed Peter għan-naħa l-oħra ta' triq. Il-ġebla ta' fil-ġnien ta' Buckingham Palace. Darba fil kienet tiġi, kultant kien jiġi xi ħadd mill-familja reali ħute, meta iż-żewġet Middleton u l-prinċep għal u l-hotel għax ġiet il-familja tagħha u ħadu l-hotel kollu bl-MI5 u hekk, ġiet pjuttost esperjenza. Issa, f'punt minnhom, waqt li kont qiegħed naħdem hemmhekk, indunajt. Għadda għalfejn Madonna tikelmu hekk jiena dan nies. Għalfejn tipo bejnietom jitkellmu mod. U miegħi u kien hemm ieħor mill-Ghana kienu kellmuna mod ieħor.
Imma jkellmukom mod ieħor xiġifieri.
Ikellmukom ta' inqas u jkellmuk naqra ta' tfal u jkellmuk naqra ta'
Istra ġifieri ħassejt.
U l-ewwel darba f'ħajti ħassejtni l-immigrant.
Istra.
U kienet mux għanet xokkanti ta' għax aħna konna, peress li aħna konna the outside guys, kien konna speċta our own set of parameters ta' kif ħan operaw f'din il-komunità, speċta.
Imma ħassejta.
They were very nice ta' ġviri, u ferru kienu very nice, imma naħseb intuittivament huma kienu jħossu li aħna Ingliżi u bat il-pija ta' dinja.
Jena ħanajli, għajn għali semmejt il-ħuti, għax naħseb, ma jistax nitkellem għalihom, imma naħseb l-esperjenza tagħhom jafu li forsi ħassew għaftit dik, għax kultant tiftakar xi kummenti l-emmulaw imma again, ma jistax nitkellem għalihom, imma jiena il-mod tal-post ta' fejn trabbejna aħna u aħna we were very integrated fis-soċjetà Ingliża, ġifieri jiena missieri, il-raġuni għaliex ommu missieri ġew lura Malta kienet missieri kellu heart attack u ma baqax ma setax jibqa' il-ġurnata li kien ħajfirma extension tal-kuntratt tiegħu biex jibqa' fis-servizz. Dakinhar kellu heart attack. Allura mbagħad ma ħallewx jiffirma, x'imbagħad kien kważi damaged goods in a way. Allura ma ħallewx jiffirma. Allura mbagħad tela u ddeċidew li jiġu lura Malta. Kieku missier jiffirma dakinhar, kien ġifieri l-idea tiegħu kienet li kien ħajfirma biex nibqgħu hemm. So kieku firma, kieku ħajti baqgħet hemm. So jiena kieku Malta it's just a footnote in my life, għax hija l-post minn fejn ġew il-ġenituri tiegħek kieku. So my life would have been completely hemmhekk. Kif ġew l-affarijiet, ovvjament spiċċajt hawnhekk ta' xar snin. So l-affarijiet inbidlu. So aħna konna jiena ħassejtni Ingliż, jiena l-ewwel lingwa li tallimt l-Ingliż, ma kontx taf titkellem bil-Malti qabel kelli 10 snin. So aħna I felt very, very English u forsi għalhekk ukoll it was ma ħassejtnix
mal-ewwel home.
Mal-ewwel home, yes.
Għax immaġna li jkun hemm naqa' culture shock.
Meta ġejna Malta, ħafna.
Nibdew mill-parti domestika x'li interessanti ma kontx nafa dwarek li missierek wasal hawnhekk wara disfatta.
Yeah, so u missieri għalih ma tistax issa madux maħna, imma qabel ma miet missir, ma jistax jisma kelma kontra l-Ingliżi għalih. L-Ingilterra kienet il-Promised Land u s-servizzi kienu it was the greatest thing ever u għalih. So, u meta mbagħad ġejna lura Malta, is-settiljaw ħafna, għaxu, ovvjament għandu kellu l-familja tiegħu, ommi kellha l-familja tagħha u hekk. So, naħseb huma jgħixu issa din id-dinja. Ġifieri ħassew, missier żgur ħassu Ingliż, imma naħseb ħassewhom ukoll Maltin. So, it was daqsxejn differenti. Jiena ta' 10 snin ħassejtni Ingliż biss. So għalija kienet, it was very difficult to be.
Ma l-atmosfera fid-dar kif kienet? Għax ovvjament missier kellu pjan u issa.
So missier kellu il-heart attack tiegħu sentej qabel ma ġejna. So ovvjament damu sentejn sakemm ġilura d-dar, kien l-isptar, sakemm ġilura d-dar, sakemm spiċċa l-kuntratt li kellu, sakemm ipprova u jsibu xogħlijiet hemmhekk, sakemm iddeċidew li jiġu Malta. Dika damet sentej. Niftakar, again, memorji vagi, ma niftakar dawk is-sendejn, it was a bit like, ovvijament kienu at a crossroads, so kellhom tifel żgħir, kellhom żewġ tfal oħra li kienu naqra ikbar, summa oħti baqtem, infatti, mbagħad marret toqgħod l-Awstralja, so aħna kellna, naħseb huma it was big decisions. Issa li għadu tifel jien, speċi issa nifhem ta' xejn, speċi ta' deċiżjoni kbar x'jista' jagħmel. So I remember kien hemm mhux tension imma kien hemm dik all right, we need to make these big decisions. Jiena ħassejtni meta ġejna Malta, għalija it was very difficult. So jiena l-ewwel sentej 3 snin ta' meta ġejna, skim kelli maybe 13 kienu it was very, very difficult.
What made it difficult?
Ma konx naf nitkellem bil-Malti. Ħassejtni ħuta barra mill-ilma incredibilment. Jiġifieri anke mmur l-iskola ma kellix bieb. So I was very, very lonely. U fatti anke llum il-ġurnata meta when I look back at it, ninduna li il-bieb issa huma importanti ħafna lija. U kważi, you can see where it comes from. So I went through a period where I felt very isolated. L-iskola kont dela sal u kien dak iż-żmien kienu għadhom isawtu bir-riga.
Biżjed minn 20 sena esperjenza ISS joffru għażla kbira ta' dwar, plakek, switchijiet u aċċessorji elettriċi ta' kwalità li jgħinuni nsib dak kolli għandi bżonn għal dari u għal familti, żuruhom ġewwa x-showroom tagħhom li mrieħel jew inkella fuq iss.com.mt.
So ukoll it was a massive fucking shock li qiegħed fl-post. Niftakar l-ewwel ġimagħtejn kien hemm teacher, kien hemm tifel u taħt waħda bir-tillas, hawnhekk fejn żobbiet. So it was incredibly. So għalija it was very oħti kienet għadha l-Ingilterra u jiena kont close ħafna moħti. Allura I kind of missed that. I didn't really have a support system. Missieri u ommi, they were dealing with their own shit because they've just come to a new country. So għalija jiena inħoss li dawk the first few years. Infatti, ma tantx għandi memorji sbieħ ta' snin tiegħi ta' dela sal, mhux ħabba l-iskola, imma because I was in a place that I think I needed a little bit more support. U ma kontx taf minn fejn ħanġibu that support. So my first few years were a little bit up and down. Imma, what I did have...
L-iżvilupp tal-karattru tiegħek.
Yes.
Ġobent, tħalta hawnhekk inti, bat parla ma' kulħadd, bat tajdilna fuq kassolo żejżiet ma' ċekku ċof Mike jew qabel. Biex għanti vera wieħed mill-iktar nies miftuħin għal konverżazzjonijiet li naf. Dik hija n-natura tiegħek jew hija xi ħaġa li tallimt biex imbagħad tkun tista' telep l-iżolazzjoni.
Jiena meta biex mor lura għal daqsxejn iżjed meta konna għandna l-Ingilterra, waħda mill-affarijiet li tajt li ommi taf li ma tajt li affarijiet meta kont żgħar taf x'kont tagħmel. Waħda mill-istejjer li dejjem tajt ommi li darba meta kelli xi 6 snin jew 5 snin kienu marru jieklu x'imkien u kien hemm DJ just playing għax aħna konna mor daw il-postijiet tas-servizzi kien ikollhom l-entertainment. So you were eating their Sunday lunch u hemm l-entertainment għaddej. U dan il-DJ qal jekk xatt if anyone knows any jokes come to the stage u x'ismu. U jiena qomt minn armat il-ħadd u I just went onto the stage kelli xi 5 snin jew 6 snin u saqsejtu għal-mikrofon biex ngħid iċ-ċajta li konna. So ommi bżaq, and it's one l-istajl li tajt fuqi, li bżaq, daw kienu qed jieklu u waħda qaltilha hemm Steve fuq il-balk, he's telling jokes.
Do you remember the joke?
It was no, not really. No, ma niftakarix. Anka pala memorja, kull ma għandi memorja vaga, għanna ritratt ximkien kelli nuċċali u kelli speċa il-t-shirt barra and I was probably had a dripping nose, għax dajem kien ikolli. U di kull ma niftakar. But I do remember da, u da he had, wara kellu poster ta' Capital Radio tal-Ingilterra, so that, I niftakara. So I've got these little memories.
Isu foreshadowing, ta' xi film.
Yes. So minn dejjem kienet ġofija li I do like, I'm the youngest though, in his side, so I like to be the center of attention. So minn dejjem kienet ġofija. So il-karatter tiegħi veru kien hekk u naħseb għalhekk u mbagħad meta ġejna Malta batejt because it was all of a sudden I just felt like I was in a hole, quasi, taf kif, without anyone to tell my stupid jokes to.
Bro, boys' school and stupid jokes makes like...
Yes, they do. Imma jekk ma tafx, imma ma konċ naf il-lingwa. So ma konċ naf nitkellem bil-Malti. U għed, della sal, it's an English speaking school, imma kif tispiċċa l-lesson, kulħadd bil-Malti kien jitkellem. And it was, so I was...
Kemm għandek żmien, għasi?
Jien għandi 47, 46, 47. Għandi 47. So this was early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. So kont... Ma konċ, again, l-interaction tiegħi, it was just...
Flimma punt tħoss illi bdejt toħroġ minn oġortok u t-interaġixxi ma...
So, but, ovvjament, this mean, sa Form 3, I was a little bit more, inħoss, meta nħares l-ura, and Form 3 was a bit of a turning point. U mbagħad meta ħriġ more to sixth form, l-imsida, junior college, l-ewwel sena ta' junior college. And when niftakar hemmhekk, it was just like a transformation. So skoprejt il-mużika, but I really got into music. I started flirting with girls. There were girls and I was always a bit funnier. Oh, I've got the gift of the gab. So all of a sudden I'm being a bit more flirtatious and the girls are liking me. And then the guys like you because you're talking to the girls. So and then and then got into music, but around a year later, fetaħ radio disa dal-istazzjon tal-komunità, so all of a sudden I'm the guy on the radio playing like, doing stupid stuff, and it just, one thing led to another. Ma mill-junior college jisu beda kollox.
Kien hemm punt fejn il-karattu tiegħek kien umbagħad beda jservik spiex.
Yes, of course. U dejjem my sense of humor dejjem jiġifieri even in meta niftakar fil-bidu tas-sekondarja 10-11 xorta kont nejjeki in my own way, imma again it just felt like I didn't have I rrid iżjed nies madwari, so I'm a people person. I love people.
Min sejt naqra fuq il-biċċa xogħol tar-radju tiegħek. Speċa inti tħalt fir-radju, ħafna mir-radju tiegħek huwa pjuttost quirky, huwa pjuttost biex ta' kontenut li kultant naqra pusht, kultant naqra kamera.
Ħawdu issa ritratt.
Tieħ ritratt, xangaralu. Ħadet
ritratt. Thank you.
Għandek naqa glera u
Iva.
Il-radju tiegħek huwa speċ ta' esperimentali, speċ ta' dejjem qed tipprova tivvinta xi ħaġa li hija commendibli speċ l-affari għax isek qed tuża isu ġugarell.
I like, inħobb l-idea ta' komunità, like creating a gang. So dika xaġa minn dejjem meta kont egwal mill-ewwel memorja li għandit meta kont żgħir xi 6 snin, kont qed nisma' DJ l-Ingilterra li jismu Steve Wright li xi sentejn ilu miet, u da Steve Wright, he influenced a lot of presenters Ingilterra. U da kien he was just jagħmel daw il-features, jikkrea daw il-vuċijiet, daw il-karattri differenti. So he was doing that. U fl-istessin kien qed jintervista waħda modella li kien jisimha Samantha Fox. Illi for people who Samantha Fox was like a page 3 girl. So it's like it couldn't be better. Da qed jitnejjek, playing cool music and then interviewing this woman with massive tits. Like it lost her head. This is
tits are really a central theme of everything that motivates you in life.
It is. Oh, so it's like this is. I want to be this guy. So I want to be the guy who the pop stars are talking to, who's doing all this stupid comedy. And really, il-karatterijaw, they were so, stupid, apposta stupid. And then he's interviewing these, nothing could be better. So, that's what I always wanted to be on the radio. Meta kelli 9 snin, niftakarni pitcha kartuna, nikteb Radio Steve, u noqgħod nintervista more ndur n-interpreta l-ommi u l-missieri u hekk. So I always wanted to be on the radio. So then when I managed to get onto the radio, kont nivvinta, I'd always try to create this kind of community feel.
Jena niftakar il-romanz.
Kon nagħmlu romanz.
Li kien speċjal l-antitesi tar-romanz.
Eżatt, so n-nies jibgħatu l-kliem u mbagħad bil-kliem li jibgħatu again toħloq storja li tanti tannejk. It's just, and people loved it. Niftakar kont darba xatt kien batli file sieħ bil-romanzi kollha li qatt tagħmilt ġifieri qatt iniżilhom u jiktibhom. U darba għamilna, so ftemt ma ovvjament ma l-istazzjon li kont naħdem fuq, dak kien kont fuq il-Capital by now. Illi nagħtu ġurnata reklami b'xejn lil whatever company, jekk dil-kumpanija jagħtuhom ġurnat off. So we created this whole promotion illi jisma' jekk inti trid, so we're giving you an extra day off, nagħtuk ġurnata leave. And that in itself, these kind of things really excite me. In fact, you're doing something slightly subversive. So to create xi ħaġa daqsxejn differenti. In this, you're giving people something different, something fun. U kienet kompetizzjoni, sejt imma jridu jagħmlu xi ħaġa, they needed to come up with something biex jirbħu għad il-kumpanija. And niftakar konna minnija.
U kien hemm nies kemm konkurrenza.
Yeah. So people, ovvjament, tista' tirbaħ ġurnata off. U bat il-ġurnata li.
Immaġna li l-impjegati jkunu rridu ġurnat off, imma milli impjegahom.
Għalihom.
L-inċentiv kien tajjeb biżejjed.
A day of free advertising. U għamilna literalment għamilnilhom ir-reklami, so we created these adverts, għamilna. U bat naħseb kien hemm xi gazzetta li wkoll kienet għamlet xi feature fuqhom, so they took a bit. U niftakar konna morna fil-post kien ma nafx kien xi bar jew anyway whatever, konna morna f'dal-post and your restaurant. Anyway. U biex niċċekjaw li kien magħluq dakinhar. U morna ċċekkjajna kien magħluq. So, and which again becomes part of the content li qed tikrea. So jiena jkollha ħafna dejjat. So moħħi dejjem. So I love creating kind of silly, stupid ideas. U it's kind of one.
Kien ikollok pushback għall-idejat?
Iva. So ġieli kien kont naħdem ma' nies throughout my radio career li għajdu li ta' ħjar ma tamil jekk, or ħjar jow noqdu
għat. Kif toħodha xi ħaġa bħalik inti?
Bżewġ modi ta' kif toħodha, jekk tkun qiegħed tipprova tidħol ġo stazzjoni u qed tistabbilixxi ruħek, of course you need to play by the rules, whatever. Once you're established and you've proved yourself, but you push back a little bit more. And so, honestly, ġili kelli idejat li ma ħmux, so but you push back a little bit more. And when you push back, if the idea is working, but jekk il-managers jindunaw li your ideas are working, usually they'll take a step back, but jihdu kretu ma tal-li. Imma if the idea doesn't work, then it's kind of you taċċettaw kon, you know?
Kien hemm xi għax issa dal-waqt ngħaddu għal
reklami.
Le, reklami ma namlux.
All right.
Għawek aħna nsemmu l-bib taħna.
Il-bib, sorry, naddu għal-bib tal-bib, yes, il-bib tal-bib. Memx il-bib tal-bib alkoholiċi, ju? Għal jista' jkun.
Da żgur li għal.
Tajjeb.
Da żgur li għal.
Tajjeb,
mela. U għanna għazla wisa.
Żgur, tajjeb.
U għanna għazla wisa.
Nieħu pjaċir li ġejt fuq dan il-podcast.
Għandi feeling li l-podcast issa ta' jibda fil-verità. Għansajħ il-Julian ħajkun dak illi sej waslilna il-ħwejja ċappetitużi midġuba l-kom mill-bib eterni tagħna. Ma li btixtieq?
Nieħu l-flixkun.
Mela, jien ukoll ta'. Trid imma biex tibda sew, trid xott patron?
Ifhem,
ġejta xogħol, tannek li nixadhom. Il-patron
spiċċa l-patron.
Għax il-biraħ kellna Lady Hall.
Proset, ma Lady Hall.
Għajni il-biraħ, ġon il-patron.
Da kem xorob patron.
Le, u naħseb ma xorobx mara, ma tim tijaw xorbu xaħġa, kolla xorobna xaħġa, insomma.
Proset.
Ma rrit nitfaħ tija fuq ħadd partikolarment fuq fucking Lady Hall.
Collective effort.
Ba taf daqxi xfieħ, bro. Taf daqxi xfieħ, għax fil-klip.
Għarki xorob l kollox nejt, il-ġimma l-ħora, ma kontaj ċej. Bessa tibza.
Ja, stranejt, l-iktar persona doċli u fabli.
Biex nkunu ċari Denis, sewa xorbit inna kollox.
Denis xorbot kollox.
Mela, issa trid tajt kontra Denis?
Denis tħobni tal-li, naħseb Denis tiffanzjani xinara. Stedinija fuq
il-podcast. Smajt fissata fik.
Stedinija fuq il-podcast tagħna, The Multiverse, għan min jixtieq mur jara. I think she likes me.
Can I request evidence for such a
ħares lej
fucking
ritratti li
bold claim?
ħadna xi ritratti waqt l-aħħar darba li kienet hemm u jekk
Mela, tella
il-mod ta' kif qed ħares lejja, so ta' xi 3 jew 4 ġimgħat ilu. Il-mod ta' kif qed ħares lejja, di Denise, is like, it's obviously.
It's she's
Very obvious. It's like,
yeah. All right. I'll believe it when I see it.
Ma tiex tort laqas. Ikmur fuq l-Instagram tiegħi jissibhom ta' daw ritratti. So ma tiex tort laqas, miskina, xi taddemmu l-laħam, mixini.
Mela. Ħanara l-evidenza l-ewwel.
Ara da xej. U qaqas, iġbi ara fej qed ħares għajnejha, She's not even looking, she's looking, naqra. She can't control herself. Vera, jew le, ħarsetek, lejk il-bieraħ, jew meta kienet qed tiffilmja?
Le, lej Gary kienet.
Yeah, all right.
Lej Gary.
Ħarset lej Gary il-bieraħ?
Gary, yes, lej Gary biss bitħares il-bieraħ.
Let's go. Insomma, so that's it, so dikki. So, ma nafx għalix kif libna l-klim fuq Denise, ma...
Kont rittajt kontrija, għax xorbet l il-patron kollu.
It's il-patron. Le, ma jifa miskina, ma naħfru għela. La min, għanda dit tip ta' relazzjoni jena so naħfru għela.
Taf li għandkom dit tip ta' relazzjoni?
Iva ta' naħseb ifem, minna ġeja, jena raġel mizzewġ kontent, ġvir minna ġej, ħares li.
Ġvir ħadġellida mal-mara tijak minna riqas bistaf.
Eżatt. Ifem kiku tiġi ara da xej. Ara naqra, xik ma
Jena li il-milkshake għet nara tħares.
Li il-milkshake sabiħ.
Nistaw jek joġobkom minnet jisma dan il-podcast jgħidilna fil-kommenti xjaħseb jena li qed ħares lej dak il-frappiet tal-Hershey's chocolate li anka kiku jena inħares lej ċertu. Le, there's no wishful thinking going on at all. Not in the least.
Ma nafx. Nasibet naraw affarijiet differenti jena inti. Ma, anyway, Dickie, so yes, sex symbol,
Extraordinaire.
Nisa jħobbuni memx stabel.
U meta bdejt b'din il-tinduna li jinti sex symbol?
Għadajlek, jena bdiedem, I'm quite an exhibitionist u koll so I like. So per eżempju, ħafna nis jafuni bil-mankini u bil...
Kontet nittama li ma tiġiġ
Iva, infatti, bat xi ritratti l-nis
Rajtom
tijak, yes, bil-mankini, just in case. So I love showing off, obviously. I love showing off. That's why I'm in this work. And I'm very comfortable with my body. So I show it off whenever.
So from time to time you wear a mankini. Where does that come from? Like, why do you think you're a show off?
Because it's stupid. Because it's.
Where does it come from?
I'm a show off.
Let you're a show off. Men fejn tiġi taħseb?
Ma again, naħseb miż-żajru, il-fatt li kont iż-żajr, il-fatt li like I like anyone who's in this work is just it's crying for attention. We're all
Aren't we all crying for attention?
But we're all there's people who are crying for
hoping
attention.
God is watching, so at the point of our death he goes, hey, don't worry, it's not been for nothing, this shit.
There's people crying for attention and they kind of keep it controlled u joqdu hemm jieħdu ritratti.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's people crying for attention. Like, tafx nagħmlu noħolqu podcast and people will see us. So there's people who are crying for attention, like, and then I'll get my balls out, so people will look at me even more.
Look, I have to go to my therapist. See you later.
So everyone's looking for attention there. Imma naħseb people.
Connection. Can we call it connection? Connection, because we're human beings, and human beings need fucking connection,
everybody
Steve.
Iva, imma dika ħaġa differenti. Dika connection kolħat għandu bżonna.
And then some of us are wearing a mankini.
Emmin irrit naqriżiet attenzjoni. Kiku inti ma tridx attenzjoni. Kiku ma ħloġ podcast, ne? Kiku ma tridx in-nies. Ġifieri, of course li qed toħloq il-podcast biex toħloq dibattitu, etc.
And all that commendable noble shit.
And all that noble bullshit. Imma il-verità illi tħobb tidher. Which għad naqbad miegħek għax nħobb nidher.
So first of all, I resent noble bullshit.
Imma, you know what I mean.
Secondly, I'm not wearing a mankini.
No, you're not. Imma
Thirdly,
xorta tħobb.
Tini dik il-birra l-ura għal-qahba murt nejek.
And that is where my attention, my schismo comes from. Ġifieri kieku. The whole idea, the mankini thing is just me being like somebody bought it. It's like, this is going to be, I'm going to look. There it is. Arafejdu. Arafedo, yeah.
What's your wife say about it?
She loves it. So we've got id-dar għandna kollezzjoni. Għandu waħda pulita hekk bil-ċoff. So għandna għal dik għal-funeralju tiġiet. So għandi man. It's being stupid, dude.
Isma.
The thing is this. Darba xat għalli illi to kind of general audiences, female nudity is sexy. Male nudity is many times it's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a big generalization. Ma can move very early. Obviously, it depends also what your body looks like. For Garcia, it's funny. For Garcia, it's obviously not.
You don't have a terrible body.
I don't have a terrible. That kins minilo. Now I've actually lost a bit more weight, so I've actually got a bit of a better body now. But it's not bad. But grazie, I should put down a poster. You don't have a terrible body.
It's not
John
terrible. Come say my show. I don't look terrible naked.
Exact. So.
Bil-boots, em?
Bil-boots, yeah, obviously.
What's that bit? Xini
l-sketch? Dik kienet waħda mill-ewwel adult pantos li kellna, so I think that was one of the first times li ħriġ bil-mankini. So għanna namlu an adult panto, which is the opposite of a normal panto.
Right.
So it's for adults, it's not for kids, it's naughty, not nice. U namlu fis-sajf, inna xi sentej ma namlu fis-sajf flok fil-miliet.
Okay.
U dik kienet ċena, fej kienet nasib kienet Jack and the Beanstalk. Issa Jack and the Beanstalk daw jixtru baqra at some point, jkollhom il-baqra. U l-baqra, traditionally, fil-pando għandek żewġ atturi, the front and the back. So, għandna tal-lajna bniedem fuq il-palk to be the back end of the cow. And then it was like, missa minn ħajoqgħod il-front end of the cow. Ma nafux, m'għandniex biżejjed cast members, x'għamlu. So they called me out bħala l-kittieb u direttur biex inkun the front end of the cow. I had a big coat on, overcoat, inside overcoat. I'm wearing that. So I was the front end of the cow, and the back end, miskin, imniħru kien, literally, just shut ta' sormi. And that was, that was the
Tell us a bit more naqra fuq dil-istorja tal-adult panto.
Yes, so that was from that panto.
Jack and his Beanstalk.
Jack and his Beanstalk, yes. So that adult panto hija xaġa li bdejti in 2014 or 15. Għamilna xi 7 jew 8, it's something we do every year. Waqafna xi sentejn ilu because actually the truth is waqafna sentejn ilu because I had a bit of a medical thing, so I had a literally one of my eyes just went pop and I couldn't see anymore, and it was a stress related thing, and this was within a couple of months we had to do the show, and then it just became it became a little bit too much, so we took a bit of a break from it. I want to bring it back, so it is. So l-idea tal-adult panto imma kienet very naughty, very subversive, lots of very biting satire. So aħna konna ċajt politiku kien aħrax, so it was quasi bla limiti, and it was just lots of fun and very silly and very me. So kan l-udjenza illi kienu jiġu kull sena biex jaraw di, issa I do another show called Naughty Malta, which is kind of more of a sex-based show, which is based on people's confessions. So there is this audience that love kind of dirty humor with the adult panto mixed in with political satire. So
when you say dirty, ġifieri qed tgħid sexy? Affarijiet li għandhom x'jaqsmu mal-fornikazzjoni.
Yes. So yes. So it was this, we have a lot of dick jokes. We have a lot of also it's also a celebration of everything sexual. So the dame, fl-aħħar id-dama, she's always either celebrating by having a massive orgy or by xaħat ġaba fajneja, so she had conjunctivitis, so issa fiqet. And it's that kind of imagine a tifel ta' 14.
Yeah.
The kind of stuff that would delight a 14-year-old boy. So that's the sex stuff. And then the political stuff is very much like very critical. So yeah, it's kind of a mishmash of both.
So the aim is li ħaterġgħu tagħmlu di?
Yes, so I'd like to kind of revive it, bring it back at some point.
Tikteb xi ħaġa ma?
Nikteb xi ħaġa, no, because I'm focusing on a stand-up show. So early next year I've got a stand-up show.
Yeah.
Which I'm kind of focusing on at the moment. Mbagħad wara naraw.
Isma' kif għamilta dil-qabża mir-radju għall-palk?
So jiena konfrelazzjoni, and then I got dumped, basically, and u l-ħbieb tiegħi kienu kollha f'relazzjoni, so I didn't really have a social circle there, Jay.
Yeah.
mort klassi ta' an adult acting class, an adult drama class, tal-masquerade.
Okay.
I made lots of friends. Għadhom miġifieri sissa ftit minnhom. Il-lejla ħanorġ ma wieħed minn sabi from that class actually. So mbagħad minn hemmhekk I got cast in something in a masquerade show. People thought I was okay as an actor. I don't think I'm a very good actor at all. But people thought I was okay. I kept getting cast in different things. So bdejt nagħmel affarijiet fuq il-park. Meanwhile, kien hemm xaħat kien organizza xi course, like some workshop. So a guy called Logan Murray came over, did a workshop. I went to that workshop.
Logan Murray minn huwa allura?
Logan Murray is he's a comedy director, comedy kind of tutor. Jagħmel ħafna. He teaches comedy basically. This guy. So id-dinja, and he's been doing it since the 80s.
Ostja.
He's been doing comedy. So jiftakar, like fl-Ingilterra, when you look back at the history of stand-up comedy, so for fl-80s il-bidel kollox. So before that, it was very much like working men's clubs, very jokes that kienu quasi just kienu quasi they'll get jokes that haven't really aged very well. So you
il-ħobża tal-Malti, il-ħobża tal-Maltin, minant il-Maypole.
Hey, honey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Isma, I've got a weird request for you. So, the guys here want to film me in my mankini, and I didn't bring it because...
No, wait, not the guys here.
So-
You're like, can I wear my mankini?
I requested to wear my mankini, and they're like, yeah, sure. So, so what they're going to do is, because they've got on budget, they're gonna send a taxi to pick it up. So could you find it, please? It is. I'll tell you where it is. You know where all the mankinis are, like in the yeah, exactly, in the cupboard. Yeah. So basically, they're in there because I put them all together. Can you give me the one with either the one with Rudolph or the tiger print one? Yeah, send both. No, just send those two. Brazil.
Okay, cool.
All right, cool.
So Rudolph and the tiger print?
Yes, please.
And not the chos, but tal-kummiedja.
Le tal-pulit mem xafi. No, mem xafi.
Wait. No, this is a special occasion, Steve Hili. Le, tal-pulit. Sorry,
Tal-pulit, all
senjura.
right, so
Senjura.
Kat, if you could-
What's her name?
Cat.
Cat, please. Tal-pulit,
So,
please.
Kat, if you can find that one, put it in there as well. So,
I want to
cool,
feel
all right,
dignified,
all right,
please.
love you, bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Albi. Bye.
Fantastic. So that part is sorted. For the record, we don't have much budget, but I do know an opportunity when I see one. So we're gonna send. So we need your address,
Eva.
and Julian will deal with. Yeah.
Mela, all right. So, ħani batulek.
No, I think we can just continue from here now.
Mela, tini sekonda ċans. Julian, ħalli nibatulek. Fejn Julian? Fejn.
Mela, għal min qed jismana fuq l-Spotify bħalissa Julian ħerqan iktar mill-li wieħed jistenna. Qiegħed mal-bieb jistenna
Mela.
sabiex Steve Hili tieħ
Mela.
l-adress sabiex nkunu nistgħu waslu
Mela.
il-menkini fl-istudio.
Mela. Tini sekonda ċans. Biex xinu n-numru tijak, Julian? Kif nista nibatulu da? Ma għaddix il-numru tijak, ma nistax nibatulek. X'namen? All right, hello. All right, mela. Trit l-indirizz ukoll, l-indirizz tafu, le?
It-taxi inti aħna batni jelek.
Ej, vintom battuwa.
Allura għandna l-indirizz tiegħu dar-raġel.
Mela.
Ħajjarranġa Julian.
Daqsek, dak
Fidejk.
il-numru tal-mara. Għandek il-numru tal-mara issa.
U għandek il-numru tal-mara.
Grazzi. Tajjeb. Fej konna.
Sapporti fil-mara. issa.
Iwa ta' iwa.
Super sport. issa.
Iva.
U anke kif tilqa' għandkom relazzjoni sabiħa.
Ejja. No,
Hello, guys, biex ta' jek għanda entuzjazmu ta' hostess tal-cruise liner.
It's your return on Leroy.
Tara kek eroj il-mara tijak.
Ma nafx. Imma, yeah, I think. We do have a good relationship, so I'm very lucky. Touch wood, I'm also aware li kollox jista jisfaxxa f'temta sekonda in relationship.
Ma nistux.
Eżatt. Imma, yeah, we do have a good. Għanna relazzjoni tagħna is quite. Jiena tqajt magħha. Jiena kont sejjer l-Awstralja biex niżabel. So I had a plan.
Yeah.
Li mmur 3 xhur l-Awstralja biex practically biex naqxi kemm niflas. That was the plan. U ġimatej qabel ma mort, intqajt magħha. So hi mill-Awstralja kienet Malta għax il-familja tagħha huma Maltin, kienet Malta just to kind of rediscover her roots. U ntqajt magħha ġimatej qabel ma mort. But, fis-sens xana, and it was bal-ewwel, it was a very good, it was bal-ewwel kien chemistry qawwi. And I was like, xana, so I've got this trip booked to Australia. Għad li le, mhux xorta, who knows what's going to happen with us. So mort l-Australia, and I'm like, bdejt nimmissja wis. I'm like, I'm here. I don't want to have sex with any women here because the only person I want to have sex with is
all the
over
way in
there.
Malta.
Is over there. So so after a couple of weeks, I said, this isn't working. So minflok tlajt mort ġejt lura mill-Australia ma mort l-Ingilterra u we telat minn Malta l-Ingilterra and then we just kind of backpacked around Europe together. Mbagħad ġejna Malta the week after asked her to marry me.
Għalfej hija daqshekk speċjali diket.
So, one, she makes me laugh. So she's one of the funniest people I know. So they go, and two, also she's got the way of looking at things. So she's extremely generous of spirit. So he like it time to tell because all of a sudden it's like I come across as very soppy kind of but she's extremely generous of spirit. So we uncle Mort. She works in anti-human trafficking or so she's trying to make the world she wanted to make the world a better place or vera jipprova. And so she's funny, two, she's extremely small, and three, I really like her bum, so she's got a lovely bum.
But what about her tits?
Her tits mhuwiex korroħ laqqas. So honestly, she's quite good actually. Yeah. So
they hit the standard.
They hit the standard. They do. They hit the standard.
And by standard we mean his face.
Is exactly on a regular occasion. So
nothing.
So that's the story Malmara. And
That's
we got
great.
married.
Kemm ilkom flimkien?
So we got married 2007. We met 2005, got married 2007.
20 sena mela?
20 sena flimkien, yes. Mizdaġin 18.
U kif iżommu relazzjoni daqshekk evidentament ferħija u ħajja?
Naħseb, honestly, is probably 70% her. I'm always kind of hustling, trying to push this idea or that idea or being frustrated għax dil ħaġa ma ġraċ or għax in-nies ma jprezzawniex. So I have a lot of frustrations. She's very positive in her whole outlook of life. She's a very, very positive person. So and plus she puts up with all my I've got a crazy idea enough. Literally, so we went on a road trip just to places that have got dirty sounding names, l'Ingilterra. So we just went Penistone and Shitterton. It was literally me being a kid. Immor dal-postijiet, let's just get a beer in front of the tabella. And we do that.
Ma miltu xi
għal-gost,
purament għal-pjaċir tagħkom.
Purament biex nieħdu ritratt in a place called Spanker's Lane, xaħatitini fuq sormi. That was literally it. U ħafna nies jgħiduna, misko għamiltu dokument, and it's like, no, we just literally just biex imorru to have a drink and just spend 3 days. No, but my point is, she's like, yeah, go, do this, that. So she's extremely supportive of it. I know that when you're working in comedy, palma kont qed nagħmel l-Ingilterra, like weekends ma jeżistux. So literally, I'm gigging on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, usually. So she realizes that's kind of what I am and what I need to be doing as well, taf kif.
Però il-ħaġa li mhux kulħadd huwa les li jittollera dik it-tip ta' relazzjoni fejn il-ħamis il-ġimgħa ssibtu l-ħadd ir-raġel.
Mhux kulħadd huwa les li jittollera u again, sometimes it's a slog. So ġieli when things aren't going well, ġieli għaddu xhur and you earn almost nothing. So nimmaġna li min tkun f'dik is-sitwazzjoni min jgħidlek isma' try to get something a bit more stable, this son not tifel, so emmin.
Ma qatt ma jkollkom dal-konverżazzjonijiet.
Imma jiġu minni ħafna drabi, so I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do? We need to create this event, I need to do this, or we've got a show and we aren't selling enough tickets. And she's a very calming kind of She's a very calming presence. So
Yeah.
I know I'm lucky. But
Yes. You have
give
mankinis.
I also give her. So I'm a very generous lover. And so apart from that, I think I'm a catch. And Mador, I'm definitely a catch. So yeah, so it's nearly we give to each other. Yes. Okay.
What kind of catch are you?
Ma tasibx, if you look at me, ħanajlek.
Bro, it-fanix barometru
ħanajlek, ismani.
tal-attributi sessuali u romantiċi ta' Steve fucking Hili.
Ħares lejja.
Isma, olli l-naqqa dar raġel, għax qed nisimgħu ħarira baxli. Ħarira ta' mhux ħafna.
Kolli li tikka
Kek, tajjeb.
tikka. So, honestly.
Għalfej tajt li b'namel dawn l-affarijiet.
Li tkun immaġna inti
Mela,
mara.
ħanilabu din il-logħba.
Immaġna inti mara.
Ħaniprofa,
U tixtieq xi ħaġa daqsxejn differenti. So you don't want
differenti.
So you don't want the boring
Differenti, alright, okay.
Maltese guy illi ibieħ.
Sensing racism.
Stenna,
X'għandhom,
tini ċans.
Maltese guys are boring.
The normal boring Maltese guy li.
Can we just say a boring guy? Why do we have to bring Maltese?
ħafna nies Maltin huma hekk illi moħħhom.
ħafna nies Maltin. Ir-razzismu rajtu. Kompli.
There might be some inherent racism there. Imma, like, per eżempju, jien niftakar darba, ħriġ ma' waħda, illi ridet, illi moħħa, ridet, she wanted a guy who was an estate agent. That was her, dik kienet il-ħolma taħħa. Illi kollha, right, grazzi, mela qed taqbel miegħi, paroli. So she wanted a guy.
Now, estate agents are not boring.
She wanted a guy who was an estate agent who would have like a 9 to 5 li kellu forsi żewġ karozzi, li kellu income tajjeb, li kull sena jmurru Gardaland u hekk. And I'm different from that. So I offer something a little bit different. So even in my outlook on life, I think I'm a little bit different. So, jekk inti tfajla and you're looking for something different, you don't want that. Mela, I mean, I would be a casual.
You're definitely in the category of different.
That's it. So that was the point.
Okay. I will concede different.
Grazie,
I will
grazie.
concede different. Tajba l-birraju.
Tajba, mux ħażin. Mux ħażin,
le.
Grazzi stretta. Tajba ħafna prosi stretta. Kiku għattijak ti tridu t-sponseraw il-multiverse stretta. Kiku għanna tabelli u kaxex. Get in touch.
Mela, speaking about touching.
Għajdli.
Int kont mur skola tal-Knisja.
Ejba. Imma, no, I was never...
Isma, inti mort Londra mbagħad xi punt.
Mort Londra meta xi 10 snin ilu. 10 snin ilu. Mort Londra. Mela, aħna.
10 snin ilu, ma
So aħna konna war li żewwiġ, jien l-mara morna nagħmlu sentej doing volunteer work, u mbagħad ġejna lura, and then we ended up moving to London. U ġejna lura, suppost ġejna lura ftit, u għamilna ma nafx sentej 3 snin now, and but we went to London. Yeah, so l-ideja kienet dejjem ridna ngħixu hemm. U jiena ovvjament għandi roots Ingliżi, so it was kind of going back home in a way. U yeah, so we went and we lived there. We lived in London for dak iż-żmien. So tifel hemmhekk twilet Ingilterra.
Okay. All right. U ir-raġunet mort Londra, inti biex ta' il-karriera tal-stand-up tiegħek biex ta' tieħu pjattaforma ġdida.
Jiena bdejt stand-up Malta, and I loved it. Dejjem I kind of wanted to test myself.
Plus il-Maltin boring u
l-estate agents, u mhux l-estate agents kollha, jekk qed jismana xi estate agent u jisponsorja l-multiverse. So, jiena borda l-ura l-Ingilterra, u bdejt naħdem, sens fil-bidu mux taħdem, first doing stand-up.
Mela, għajdilna dinja li jena ma nafxej dwara.
So l-ewel, il-mota kif taħdem stand-up u għek, first you're on the open mic circuit, biex ġvi literalment, ovvijament ma titħallas, so you just go, you do 5 minutes of material, and you try to get better. So dikki, you need stage time, you need to get better to titħallem.
Fejt mood.
ħafna minn daw l-open mic nights, kullim kien. There's lots of bars, and they are, iġbir dawnu mal-jieli li ma jispiċaw għati, kien hemm xi 30 ruħ. 30 komiku, u kollha qed jagħmlu 5 minutes, imma flok 5 minutes kollha jagħmlu daqsxejn iżjed. And hafna minnhom daw in order to perform to the xat miegħek, so to the udjenza miegħek, and it just becomes a very, very kind of dragging, horrible kind of circuit.
Ok. Ġifieri biex ħalluk tuża l-palk, tiġib xi nies miegħek.
Tiġib xat miegħek, yes.
U hemm xi numru speċifiku ta' nies.
Le, Londra persona waħda. New York, per eżempju, naf li tiġib 5 miegħek. So it's yeah, so it's very, very difficult to break in.
Alright.
Once the umbad, then you break in, then you start.
Ma kif inni l-atmosfera, ġifieri, mela
Yeah,
tħall fil-night club.
It's horrible. So it's like, n-nies kollha qegħdin hemm nofs udjenza u maħbib. Nofs udjenza huma il-comedian stess, illi m'għandhom l-ebda interess li jisimgħuk, anzi qed jarawk u jekk tajt xi ħaġa li jgħid funny minnhom. Then they're all annoyed. They're all annoyed, eżatt. Jew jekk tajt xi materjali huwa viċin tagħhom, they're all like annoyed. U mbagħad l-oħrajn huma ħbieb tagħhom daw illi min jaf kemm il-darba Madonna ġew biex jarawhom and they just there biex jagħmlu lu pjaċir u diġà 11 ta' billej u kollha jridu jitilqu so it's horrible. U anzi
Allora qed ixtuħu minna di.
you need stage time also inti mbagħad once tibda tapplika biex tagħmel gigs li huma mħallsin l-ewwel ħaġa li jsaqsuk how many gigs have you done? So kemm il-darba kont fuq il-palk?
Can't you just make it up?
Well, you can, ma you'll very soon be found out. Għax-xorta titgħallem, you still become a bit more għad ma tlajt fuq palk qabel to do stand-up. You need to know, you need to be able to deal with audiences. So it's kind of a learning curve.
Give us a horrible night.
Okay, so a horrible night would be. So, per eżempju, if the night is organized, u kienu jiġru kemm il-darba daw, ġo bar fejn nies li qegħdin fil-bar, il-patruni tal-bar m'għandhomx idea li ħajkun hemm stand-ups huma ġew biex jaraw logħba football jew biex jiparlaw. U f'daqqa waħda there's this guy in the corner shouting into a mic, making terrible jokes. Again, the open mic level is the open mic level. So making jokes which are not very good. And literally, people are hating it, so they just want to leave. So
have you ever been in one of those situations?
Hafna fil-bidu, hafna drabi.
Tista' tina hekk lejl partikolari, hemm xi lejl partikolari li vera
l-lejl. Mhux meta kont qed nagħmel open mic, imma l-lejl meta mbagħad bdejt I started being paid for gigs. U għamilt ċajta li hija twila, so I can't really. Which ma nistax nirrepetija, but it's a long, it doesn't work in this context, it's kind of a long story. Imma kien hemm xatt li ħalih mid-ċajta, and he literally, in front of everyone, threatened to kill me. So I got a death threat over this joke. It was very specific. It was like, we'll find you and we'll throw you into a river, and and it was like, anka l-organizzaturi, they were like, dude, you need to go to the police about this because this is because this is like it's a death threat, and it's like, and it became very like we know where you live.
It-ċajta kienet. It-trigger x'kien?
No, so it-ċajta kienet about the fact that I met a girl who was asthmatic, and then we were having sex, and then she had an asthma attack. Jien panikjajt, and she was like, no, carry on. Once you're done, you'll find my inhaler. Tanti panikjajt biex neħelsu malaj, I pretended to fake an orgasm, and. Instead, I ended up shitting on the bed. That's the crux of the joke. It's much funnier when I actually tell the joke, but that's the crux of the joke. This guy was like, that joke is very offensive to asthmatics. I'm like, no, it's not. It's really not, because the joke is about me.
Yeah.
Or this isn't something else. Tal-idejaqni il-nies.
Know your food. Book your food intolerance and allergy test now. Browns.
They can't make a difference between the theme of a joke and the target of the joke. So the target of the joke was me being an idiot, my idiot reaction to this person having an asthma attack. And this guy was asthmatic, and he got very upset. Yeah, so it was a proper threat. So it was like, shit.
Did you go to the police?
No, I didn't.
No. When he was saying we, who was he talking about?
He was talking him and his guys, him and his friends with there.
Yeah. All you have to do is like go for a run, like
exactly.
Run, and then like
exactly. But yeah, so that was. It was scary, but it was like that was probably one of my worst experiences because it was mux xaħat fuq Facebook kiteb lik xaħġa, it was very,
Fwiċċek hemmhekk qed jgħidlek
literally
ħanoqtlok.
fwiċċi, and he was like, and really angry. It must really, it wasn't just an off-the-cuff comment. Like that, in Shimot, he was very angry at me. So literally and just saying this in front of other people. Ma dejaqx approaching me in front of loads of people and kind of. So that was.
Dak huwa l-ambjent spiex ta'.
But this wasn't an open mic night. This was actually a proper paid night. So this was a guy who was just like, yeah, he lost it at me.
So kemm dom tagħmel l-open mics?
About 6 months, maybe a bit more.
U kemm frekwentament? Ġifieri kemm il-gig għamil f'dawn 6 xhur?
My love, so probably a bit more than 6 months. And I do maybe 9, 10. Le, kont imur kull jum, almost. So you can go Monday to Thursday. So my Friday, the professional nights are on.
Okay.
So my Monday to Thursday, like, yeah, I do that every night. Or but
Kien hemm xi punt li kienet fucking disheartening special.
Mill-bidu. So l-ewwel, the first time you go and the gigs are like, people aren't laughing. Is this working? Ma nafx. So the bidu is extremely disheartening. And you kind of feel like you have to do it, and it just becomes a thing that you kind of have to do. And then you kind of you're always working towards. Lots of people go to Edinburgh, to the Fringe, to just do loads of gigs. I shouldn't just start the Fringe. You can gig 10 times a day actually. So you become and the truth is, vera, they're horrible nights. Imma iżjed ma tkun fuq il-palk, iżjed isir tajjeb.
Yeah.
So you do need the nights to get better, or to know how to cope with a difficult audience, or with a drunk audience, or with an audience li m'għandhomx interess fuq dak li qed tajt, so you need to proper tirbahom. So it is a learning curve. Imma mbagħad tasal punt fej. So it's a learning curve until it's not. So tasal punt li mbagħad tajt now it's a waste of my time. Now qed immur and I'm not getting anything from it. U tinduna. You hit a stage where you tinduna tajt issa I'm not getting anything. Aħjar ma mmux.
Dak il-basement mela, mbagħad tlajt l-ewwel solar. U l-ewwel solar x'inhu allura mbagħad?
L-ewwel solar, mbagħad then I used to get booked biex inkun to MC the night because I'm quite high energy. So the MC, he kind of sets the night. He introduces the act. He keeps the energy up. He talks to people. He kind of, there's lots of interaction. Again, is kind of my strong point. So I'm quite good with nitkellem ma' xaħat spiritu pronto, just coming up with something. It's my thing. So I became quite good at that. And when I became, n-nies kien jibbukjawni ħafna to do that.
Ovvjament is-snin tar-radio min jaf kemm hu.
Yes, of course.
You were dealing with callers qabel u affarijiet.
Exactly.
Qed timprovizza dialogu li nkollu f'dak il-kontest.
So it's about improvising, and it's about mbagħad titgħallem. For example, one thing that you learn is you always need to l-udjenza iżjed jobiex big if you're an idiot on stage rather than if you're the cool guy on stage. So you win an audience by being a bit stupid rather than being cooler than them. They want to laugh at you. They want you to be happy to laugh at yourself. So you start creating jokes. For example, I've got a lazy eye. So I used to joke a lot about my lazy eye, and it became a thing. So it just becomes titgħallem. So you learn how to play a room. You know how to play difficult rooms, and you become better. So then. Yeah.
Okay, u mela, ground floor hija qed ngħidu daw il-night clubs biex ta' fejn inti qed tmur qed tipprova u spex ta' naqra krimonija u spex ta' qed titgħallem. U mbagħad tgħaddi għal paid gigs. U tkun MC. Isma' qabel ma ngħaddu għal dil-parti, kellek xi komiċi li kienu l-eroj tiegħek li kont tajt isma' dawn huma speċjal pantheon tal-alla tal-komiċi tal-jiena speċ ta' naspira li x'darba nkun.
Yeah, so jiena kont again these are kind of dawn Ingliżi ma xad bħal Rick Mail, I don't know if you know who that is.
Mela, the young ones.
The young ones. He was my when I was
legend.
He was like I mentioned Steve Wright, the DJ. Steve Wright and Rick Mail were the two people I wanted to be. So Rick Mail was like his energy and his just his kind of his stupidity. I loved it.
Dak kellhom tnejn, the young ones u li ieħor x'kien jismu. Bottom kien aħjar naħseb.
Okay, I had another one which is political, very political, called I can say jismu. He plays a Tory MP called Alan Bastard, and he's a real like asshole MP, and he's so he is Rick Mail, so the young ones, he's
Le, jena ftakarni, tard billi.
Dak u the New Statesman ta'
The New Statesman,
Yeah. Yeah.
The Statesman m'għandix daqshekk memorja tiegħu, imma the Young Ones, partikolarment the Young Ones, jidher li kienu joruh fuq il-BBC.
Yes.
fit-tard.
I don't know if it was BBC or Channel 4. Anyway, it was, yeah. It was,
Jena konna naraw Malta, Channel 4 qatt ma daħal Malta sa fejna fien. Għara fej kienu jxandruh. Jena jidher li kienu jxandruh fuq The Young Ones kien bażikament dal-grupp ta' żgħażagħ fucking imkissrin.
So studenti tal-Università suppost, li jgħixu fl-imkien, jgħixu ġodar. Għax dik l-esperienza l-Università tal-Ingilterra. Li did more a new house share with other people. Imma daw kienu kienem Rick Mail kien speċ tal-poeta, the guy who tried to be sensitive. Then you had the punk. U kellek il-hippie, and you had like there was the other guy who was kind of suave, the businessman, they always had an angle. And that it was very in your face, it was very
U kellu tal-babies, tiftakru?
Tal-babies.
Tal-baby, kien jagħmel il-leħen tal-baby. Kien qisu verżjoni ta' Look Who's Talking Now, imma Ingliża.
Okay, ma niftakar.
Kienu shorts, kienu jidri li xi 10 minuti kull episodju.
He was a legend, Tariq Mail was ankem there's films. So these were the guys illi meta tlek qabel meta konna inti għamu fuq comedy l-Ingilterra kif ladies kind of inqeleb kollox. From the racist kind of sexist mother-in-law jokes mbagħad inqeleb kollox għal people who are more politically kind of aligned way. He was in the forefront of this. So there was a guy called Alexei Sale. The comedy store opened at that time.
Okay.
So when you're talking about comedy fl-Ingilterra, stand-up, it kind of in Eleb Kollosh in the 80s. That was when Ingilterra.
Is that also the epoch of Fawlty Towers, I would say? Probably Life of Brian.
Slightly before, Dawk. So Dawk kienu...
Fawlty Towers, Fawlty Towers
yes, that was slightly before. They were kind of a bit different, so I don't think they did lots of live stuff. So it was more like, they would like TV stuff. In hafna stand-up comedians in Ingilterra, they would trace their way back to like Rick Mail, the Young Ones, the comedy store.
Għal-kem naħseb John Cleese kien jagħmlu teatru. John Cleese
kien jagħmel teatru, but I don't think he ever did like stand-up. So I don't think he ever.
Sketches kien jagħmel.
Yes. It was very different.
Mela, u dejt allura tkun MC?
Yeah, and then from the MC, then you get when you're an MC, you also get spots. So if it's into you're doing it, you're MCing. The first mela into a night, you have your MC, you have your opening act. Then you have 2 acts in the middle, and then your headliner. It's 2 acts in the middle, or you're il-ġodda.
Okay.
So technically first, I started being one of these acts. And then I became the MC.
Okay.
So, or then I became the opening act, actually, and then you become the MC. And then, once you're the MC, then you end up doing some headline spots. You also MC. I love MCing, so I kept on MCing quite a lot. So that's
and was it enough to sustain you?
Yeah, so if we were living in London, which is an expensive or Hansel Kara, so it was expensive, and Martin taħdem fis-settur in the charity sector. So I mean, she was earning a wage, of course, but the charity sector is the charity sector. Of course, also. But yes, we were. So we would get by.
Ikollu ngħid il-breakthrough tiegħek imbagħad huwa burning love to the ground.
Yes, so dik għid l-ewwel show, so the first hour, għax imbagħad inti li tagħmel, you go up to the Edinburgh Fringe, and you do an hour show.
U dik l-hour tiġi minn ħafna routines differenti.
Yes, routines differenti, splice them together, jew tipprova toħloq narrattiva bihom li għamilt jiena. So dik ħloqt narrattiva, again, a very influenced by tits, as always, as everything. And it was a show about me growing up and being obsessed with this page 3 girl, Linda Luzardi, and then finding meta kon żgħar mort l-iskola, konna qed nagħmlu paper mache l-iskola. U xaħat ġab tal-page 3 u jien ġennint, kalli xi 6 snin, imma ġennint.
L-istorja minn fejn tibda.
Minn hemmhekk tibda, kelli 6 snin, paper mache l-iskola u xaħat ġab the sun u kien hemm dar ritratt tal-Linda Luzardi.
Għalbi ma jafx, forsi mhux kulħadd huwa familjari, il-page 3 ta' The Sun huwa l-post fejn?
Fejn ikun hemm nisa b'sidhom barra, jew m'għadhomx, imma dak iż-żmien kien
inqatat bi tradizzjoni.
Inqatat iva. Li ju political correctness gone mad u dal-wokeness kollu. Anyway,
Mux se nikkommenta. Mux se nidħol fl-inkwiet li tipprova tdaħħal li fih.
Qed inkun sarkastiku. Anyway, Linda, jiena ta'
Ma qalbek maqsuma ċara.
Jiena ta' 6 snin dal-ritratt tal-Linda Lusar di ġenninni. Allura ħadtu d-dar miegħi. U ommi meta ratu da, pal matlek ommi, she's very, very religious. Nasib tawdet u tfixklet, tifel Madonna 6 snin. So I remember that she was very angry with me. Issa, in the show, I get punished by my mum, and she is like, I'm not going to make you lasagna anymore. Lasagna was my favorite dish. So,
She told you explicitly?
yes.
Is this based on a true story?
So kind of based on a true
Okay.
story. So she did punish me a little bit. Lasagna was my favorite dish, and I do have a memory of her not making lasagna for a while.
Okay.
So it's kind of based on a true story. In moviment, you comedically exaggerate.
Enhance.
So issa, fast forward, kelli 14 sena, this is all true, konnot il-Mosta, 14 sena, u Mosta kien hemm wieħed tal-passetti li kien jibbieħ il-lasagna. Kien faċċata tal-Knisja. U ħdek fil-kantuniera kien hemm wieħed tal-gazzetti li naħseb għadu hemm. Kawki. U niftakarni ta' 14 kon nixtri gazzetta u gazzetta Angliża kon nixtri lasagna minn għandak, kon ninżel ta' teknisi kien hemm it-toilets u kon noqgħod fit-toilets nara inħares lej għax ma konx l-ewwel darba li għamilta fuq il-bus-stop, ma tistax toqgħod ħares lej pastry. Allura kont ninżel fit-toilets, inħares lej pastry u nikol il-lasagna. Ħaġa ġib l-oħra meta tkun tifel ta' 14 u spiċċajt indaħħal ġismi ġol lasagna. It's what 14-year-old boys do. So,
Bro, listen. Wait a second. I was a 14-year-old boy.
So,
How many of you? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ma tajt musajdu lek, yes. Daw impiegati tijak ta'
Not only is he calling you perverts, he's also saying you're liars.
Have you ever had sex with any food items? You all liars. You have? All right. Yeah.
But that's a girl, she doesn't count.
All liars. Anyway, ħaġa ġib l-oħra, I had sex with a lasagna. And it was nice. It was nice and warm. And it was lovely. So, this was the story. So, I'm night din l-story.
I started this fucking podcast biex nintervista l-akademiċi aħba, nis li jistaw bidlu l-pajis.
We change.
Forsi nis jirrasawna iktar u jifqojatu.
We're changing the country.
Guys, morru barra u aħxu laġin.
Jekk il-Partit Nazzjonalista jrid vera jiġbed in-nies, dan miskom titfaw fil-programm elettorali. Anyway, this was the story. This was kind of so I've explained this, and I've explained it in a very comedic way, and people are on board. L-istorja tkompli illi I was then with a girl who I was in love with, and she dumped me, and this is then, and I'm completely brokenhearted. Or without knowing, I end up near at my mum's house, or on Haftilom, or jiftaħ li missieri, and then it's like, and my mum's like, kombinazzjoni, I made lasagna today. So that's quite a sweet way of bringing it back. Oh, actually, vera. So when my girlfriend did dump me, my mum did make me lasagna. So vera. Issa, the story ends with me going back into my old bedroom, with this lasagna. So I'm eating my lasagna. Unħares il-fuq, unara stuck in my old encyclopedia. This old page 3 picture. That I had hidden in my encyclopedia that I'd found in the bin while the rabbit on me, and I'd hidden it in the encyclopedia. So obviously, I pulled out the shismo. So obviously the show ends with me looking at the picture of this page 3 girl, looking at the lasagna. Everyone knows what I'm thinking. I'm going to fuck the lasagna. So I turn around, pull down my pants, put my dick into the lasagna. And then, I was selling the show, Pala. It's a show with food, so come see the show and have some lasagna afterwards. So it was, I called that a show. So then afterwards, while in the Hajjis Mijol lasagna, I'm like, whoever wants to have this lasagna can have it. There are some pubes. Oh, there were some pubes in it. And that was the show. And I got 5-star reviews, so people loved it.
Fantastic.
It's very sweet. Oh, some people did eat the lasagna as a dare. Yes. So some people did. Them all burning up to the ground. And if you if you look at art, I think it's Voice Mag, If you look at, if you put the Burning Love to the Ground voice mag, you find the review, and it's a 5-star review saying how wonderful the show is.
Well, Vice said that you have the energy of a dog that needs to be taken
that's
out.
when I did a tour of Romania, and Vice reviewed the tour. So
Of Romania. Stand-up comedy bl-Inglis.
Romania.
Romania.
So they were trying to do English stand-up comedy in Romania. More enough xeba postijiet fejn kien hemm bażijiet militari, American bases. So we did it to some people. One of the places we went, the promoter didn't do
The job.
a great job of selling it.
Yeah.
It was a massive theatre. Ma kif titħol statwa ta' Lenin, fi bust enormi ta' Lenin. And it was a massive theatre, massive. About 1,000 people. Came 12 ruħ, and only 2 of them spoke English. So it's like x'ħanamel. So 20 minutes. I improvised a 20-minute striptease. It was the only thing I could think of. So I'm 20 minuta ninja and got paid. But so that was
An experience.
An experience. Yes.
Tamel ħafna minn daw it-tour, Steve.
No, Malta. So I'm off on a tour Waqt. So in November, in early November, I think, in November, I'm going to be doing a tour I'm going to Emo. That's my review. What the heck? Yeah. Allah har sentenza jekk joġbok.
Mela, the show was perfect. Perfect. The comedian was perfect. The lasagna was lasagna. This exceeded my expectations, and you must see it as soon as possible.
Emmu.
Well done, xbin.
Ettara.
Well done.
So anyway,
Rivista bħal dik u li kollok prestazzjoni tajba ta' dik ix-xorta. X'tagħmel għall-karriera tiegħek?
It helps. So, I was reviewed ukoll in The Guardian għax għamilt tour fi żmien Brexit. So għamilna tour like a European obviously you always try to find your angle. Also, I'm a Maltese comedian.
Yeah.
Came out with them. So għamilna tour. ħabib tiegħi Rumen, a Romanian comedian who is extremely funny, an Italian comedian, and a French comedian. That's it. I think there was someone else. Anyway, that's it. And we did a. So then when you get reviews like that kind of stuff helps. So it.
For a gig. Il-Guardian unbattaw kasek għax.
Għax għamilna dan it-tour, it was during Brexit, it was very topical.
Okay.
So they were obviously down contra Brexit or the Il-Guardian. So it's like it's European integration. We're all laughing together, and it became this thing. Li mhux ħarqitni, imma li ħassejt li when I was in the space that I reviewed in the Guardian, imbagħad f'daqqa waħda nies li Malta qatt ma jagħtu każ ix-shows tiegħi, f'daqqa waħda they're sharing this and they're like, said Steve, well done, Steve. I'm like, it's up. So now, so when I'm doing stuff in Malta, you're like, no, it's not really for me. And now the people are saying that I'm really good in the Guardian. Now you're like, oh, well done, Steve. He's one of us.
So that's why you hate the Maltese.
I don't hate the Maltese. I love the Maltese. Wasal il-mankini tajjeb. I love the Maltese. I actually think it's problema.
Literally the definition of be careful what you wish for.
So I love the Maltese. Importanti li tawiex di.
Some of them.
I know, I love the Maltese. I don't feel appreciated.
Small,
I don't feel
you don't feel
appreciated.
appreciated.
I don't feel appreciated.
You're on the fucking John Mallia podcast.
Veru, inti tapprezzani. Imma mhux kulħadd japprezzani.
Feel offended. Like, what the fuck can we do to make this guy feel like
that's it.
I told you can wear your fucking mankini. I accept you almost naked.
I know I have my audience. I know I have my audience. Sometimes when I see sometimes I feel like I should be appreciated more.
What are you x'tista' tagħmel inti to be appreciated
more?
I
know, għandi rasi jibsa wkoll, and I know I'm also very much like, if I have an idea, I'm like, and I think I know best.
At which point in your career tħossok li kont l-iktar apprezzat?
Malta? Probably qabel ma tlaqt. So probably when I was at Capital, when I had kon nagħmel again il-lingwa tagħmel differenza, so I kon nagħmel programmi bil-Malti u kien hemm udjenza illi ma nasibx li it's a comedy savvy audience, so I don't think they would ma nasibx li japprezzaw, ma nasibx li kien hemm qabża minn dawk in-nies illi kienu mbagħad jiġi jarawni nagħmel shows. Imma dak iż-żmien I would feel. Oh, and also I know it's a schisma thing. It's something that I kind of I have a need to feel appreciated. I know that, and I know that it's not necessarily very healthy. But I do. But that gives me yes.
Il-faka pija li l-iktar nies li aħna nqisu li għandhom talenti kbar u ma prolifiċi huma l-iktar nies li għandhom din id-defiċenza li kollu fihom spiċċa. Jerbħu l-World Cup u la da fil-għodu fil-ground jitrenjaw.
Ġifieri inti when I had my best gig ever was at the Comedy Store in Sydney. So basically the Comedy Store is like the best club you can get. So fl-Istati Uniti, fl-Inglaterra, in Sydney, in Australia, it's one of the best clubs in the world. Maybe also the Comedy Store. And I was there. Like what they do is they give you a week. And then the Senawara, and they asked me to do it again. So I'm like, okay, so that's brilliant. And it's wonderful. So it's like the perfect gig, the perfect room. Afterwards, you're drinking with these other comedians. There's pictures of all these world famous comedians, Foot Height, who work there. Okay. So it's like, I feel amazing. I feel awesome. So you've got that buzz. But like literally within a day, if Sadiqa, it's beautiful. In my know, somebody who tells me, that joke wasn't very good. I know. So I would think about the stand-up, my gigs at the Comedy Store. I'd think about them for maybe, I don't know, a couple of hours. Yeah. I'd think about it for days. It's just, the bad stuff, it stays with you even more.
Mill-perspettiva ma taħseb dwarha.
What I could have done more, why it didn't work as well. I mean, what's wrong with me? Why didn't I think of this before? So that kind of, I'm very hard on myself. I'm like, I should have done that. I should have done this. I think in fid-dinja they are a little bit like that. So you don't really rest on your laurels very much. Yeah. So
you were talking about the stress fil-fatt qabel minnhom għat li kellek problema bajnejk li kienet
so that was then.
derivata mill
That was then. So my second time at the Comedy Store, my second year, I was on stage and literally waħda l-ewwel in-nies fl-ewwel ringiela ma stajtx narhom. So I'm like, fuck, it's happening. And I went to a doctor, and I know I've got a lazy eye, but this was in my good eye. It's like, what the fuck is this? And after is it a brain thing? Because literally, I meant issu xaħat. Taf meta tqabbat in-nar u tara issu kollox imżelleġ fuq in-nar. Because ekko, qed nara kollox. It's like, la. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor, he kind of had a look, and he said what it is something called CSR or CSCR, ma nafx x'inhi. And basically, you get liquid underneath your retina, I think, and the liquid kind of pushes. Allura, it cells my bawx my bawx. So this, and it is caused by stress. It's a stress-related incident, which is it's fucking scary, my dude. So CSCR.
CSCR stands for Central Kabar naqra. Central. Tindaħx. Central Serous. Għax fucking faċli il-kelma. Chorioretinopathy. Insomma, a retinal disorder where fluid leaks under the macula, causing vision distorted, blurred vision, and metamorphosia, objects appearing distorted or different in size.
Yeah, so anyway.
Hence why you think you have a large penis.
Exactly. Min dak iż-żmien qed nara.
Min dak iż-żmien. It grew, I'm sure of it.
Min dak iż-żmien bdejt nara ħafna iżgħar. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. So, and he said it's caused by stress.
Right.
And obviously this kind of
what is stressful about your life?
I don't know. I think like everyone li huwa freelance. Ma nafx fejn ġej għal-paga ta' xahar diħen. So obviously also kollok ħafna proġetti, ma kiena nagħmel show u ma nbiex biljetti, mela ħdim tal-3 xhur għal xejn. So there's always one thing. Dejjem hemm xi ħaġa, so I'm always trying to create more stuff. And jiena say toss the stress. And you're only as good as your last show. So kiġat jara show, a show that I do this year, and it's not as good as last year. Forsi sandina ma jġix. So today, it's like, fuck, you can, again, why you can never rest on your laurels, almost, isn't he? You can't be like, oh, Eva, every year, it needs to be better.
Ġili għat bidda l-karriera?
Ġieli kelli ideja, ġieli titħol f'moħħi li...
Sir estate agent.
But Sir estate agent. Imma again, I'm not very qualified to do lots of other stuff, dude. Yeah, for sense, I used to teach drama. I wasn't very good at it. And
How come?
Because I didn't enjoy it. Because I like being the center of attention. So let's say I wasn't very good at it. The kids used to love me. Taġ vi għadhom sallum nara issa kbar jgħidu li kont tallimni meta kont żgħir taf kemm kont l-aqwa teacher ta' drama qatt kan. So people still imma qalbi ma kienx fiha. So yeah, so I love being on the radio. I'd love to have a radio job, a TV job. Jekk Ricky Caruana Richie co-host jista' jkellimni imma but my skill set is this. Oh, this is what I do. So I'm not very...
Xbajt taħdem mid-dar jew ġo xi kaffetterija storbjuża, mela mhux tiġi saħdejn għal business labs, post ċentrali, kwiet sabiħ u li fih tista' tagħmel użu minn hot desks, uffiċċji, boardrooms li trid. Tista' taqbad u tfetx fuq l-adba mingħajr ma tafżal il-ħadd u serraħ rasek li żed inqeda. U jekk titlaq 4 minn nies jew 40 se joħorġuk ta' nies. Business labs, xittit aktar.
I don't know what else I could do.
Ma tafx jekk hix translatable f'industrija oħrajn.
Ma nafx. So and I'm palmet ngħidlek, jiena I like doing my own I like doing little alternative projects. So I don't know. I suppose I could do other stuff enough. Maybe I could. I'm very good at ideas, so I suppose I could do other stuff. I don't know if I. Ma nafx kemm nifid.
If you can care for it,
Yeah,
you want to do this.
Yeah. So despite the stresses, I'm not tight. This is kind of what I do.
Isma, qabel ma naddi għal-patruni jistaqsu. Inti għatli illi minn Novembru ħatibda tagħmel dan it-tur.
Yes.
U xek?
Yes.
Umbat il-kalendarju tiegħek li miss wara dak it-tur.
Umbat fi frar ħanamel show, it's a stand-up show called Manaconda, which is, I think it's very funny. U da ħajkun fi frar. Umbat, is-sena d-dieħla, it's either another Naughty Malta or a spin-off on a different show.
It-tur fej sejjer?
Vienna and Prague.
Okay,
so
ħadhom.
Just like a week or something. So it's a short tour now. I've been asked to go to Berlin again, so I'll probably do that. So I've got a few different things coming up in the next few months. Ħafna mill-affarijiet barra minn Malta. And then in Malta from February.
U dal-stand-up show da tkun ġab dejt tikbu inti?
Yes, mela. Nikteb, fi sense I'll have ideas, but you know, to prova ċertu affarijiet, you try out some material, some things work, some things don't. Yes, mela. You know, so I'm always kind of dem inkun għaddej, so even il-mod ta' kif nikteb jiena, so I need my time biex noqgħod bil-qeda and just actually write stuff out. Again, idejat il-ħin kollu like, you know, so you're always kind of thinking about it in the background, yes.
Mela, wardrobe change?
Iva, mela,
Mela, wardrobe change? U inti bizna il-linja?
Issa, fl-axħar, naraw fej kellu jasal dal-podcast.
Il-milja, il-potenzjal kollu ta' dan il-podcast, isibruħu fej il-taqa il-materjal ta' trinkini.
Eżatt.
Trinkini, mankini.
Mankini, yes, mankini. Ħanat il-nipples biex ma nkunux.
Espliċ, li jek juħx bokija. Fġieħ id-dekoru d-deċenza.
Eżatt, daqsek.
Nirringrazzja.
Dan ma nibsux ħafna, dan huwa daqsxej tal-leopards, leopard skin, imma il-polit ma batitux il-mara, taf nistaqsej li għal. Ma nasibx sabitu.
Ket, għalfej.
Ma nafx, imma batet dan minn vlog. Dan u għandi ta' Rudolf, imma il-crew id-deċida li dax ta' jaraw.
Għax kienaw votazzjoni, ġifiri. Kienaw votazzjoni.
Kienet viċin,
Kienet viċin ħafna. Naseb l-aħjar komment sissa kien ta' Zeja li riafferma tal-fej fil-fattija għalfej fil-fat hija lesbjana. Għalek, jena jesset niftakar għalek.
Viva. Anyway, jieġbiri imma if anybody wants to have a look,
I think we've deprived them of a choice, my friend. And dinner. Min jaf tal-imtib. So, min jaf tal-imtib. Għandi fejn l-standard tal-patruni f'daqqa waħda. Isma, għaddu għal-mistoqsijiet. L-patruni jistaqsu, minġubalkom il-bibtana tal-Browns, mela, il-mistoqsija, ħanaraw, għax skont minn weġiba dik. Mela, isma, da notifications għaw kif, da ta' minnu dal-mobile? Tijak? Mela, tibatu li ħafna nies.
Mimli porn.
Mela, unsubscribe, mela, sekund, illa ħriġ minn nostja. Mela, Ruben Pullicino.
Hi, Ruben.
Mela, Ruben saqsik, what is your view about bite bacon?
Okay.
You did quite a number of shows with sexual content jokes. Mela, are you gonna moralize wearing a mankini? I guess what Ruben, but never cross the line of passing such jokes at the expense of other individuals. What is your view? Are jokes involving rape? So let's get to what's your view on bite bacon.
Yeah, I bite bacon. Since one of the first. Kont fuq il-raba jew il-ħames episodju tagħhom, so kont mistieden. Very, very early on. My view is, I think it's a podcast that has its own audience. I think they do their thing very well. So my view, I think that's. But it's like a what's your view on the podcast of John Munley? So it's a podcast.
I guess he's asking about your view in relation to you also being a comic.
Yeah, for sense, I think our comedy is different. So I think our audiences are slightly different. So I would say l-udjenza tiegħi huma probably nista' xejn ikbar. So I think their audience is probably a bit younger. Yeah, I have no issues with bite bacon, so I don't think. I don't know if anybody thinks that.
No, I don't think he's under that impression. I think, obviously, bite bacon is a bit of a cultural phenomenon.
Let's go. If I could get the numbers that they get, it would be brilliant. Again,
we're fucking trying. We're really trying. We're going.
So I think we're a different. So I know this sounds very weird, but I could leave a sec. But I think I think my comedy is different. So that's the only thing I would say. If he's saying would I joke about the topics pal rape or work, he's saying.
Yeah.
I think you can joke about anything. So
okay.
Il-xisma tiegħi, il-linja tiegħi, illi tista' tiċċajta fuq kollox. Issa, meta qed tagħmel ċajta, bħalma għadna qabel, it-topic u t-target ta' ċajta. Jekk jien qed niċċajta fuq in-nisa, I can say something and the joke is actually pro-women. It would be anti-misogynist. If nista ndaw wara dik u l-ċajta tiġi misogynist. Issa, skont jiena what I want to say. X'inhu l-puntu di vista tiegħi. Issa, palma naqabel jekk inti jiena you're Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
U qed nagħmel ċajta fuq dil-birra u jiena Dave Chappelle jew jiena Michael McIntyre. Xorta tkun fuq il-birra. Imma the punchline is going to be very different because it depends on the point of view that you're taking. Issa l-punt tiegħi I think tista' tiċċajta fuq kollox. Skont your opinion, that's what the target is. Imma għal-ħars ma stax iċċajta fuq kollox, yes, 100% iċċajta fuq kollox.
Ġili spiċċajt fl-inkwieta xiċċajta fuq xi ħaġa li forsi ħadd ieħor apparti da ovvjament tal-asmetik li spjegajt li.
Imma ħanajdlek, it is because, per eżempju, jkun ċiċajta fuq jinnaf fuq, per eżempju, ħansemmu xi ħaġa ta' bajta bacon mela daw recently għamlu sketch fuq Roberto Mezzola, ma nafx ikkrajt.
Rajta.
U l-sketch kienet, PJ kien libes ta' Roberto Mezzola. I thought it was a really good sketch. So I thought it was satirical and aggressive, and there was a proper target. I was a fan of that sketch. Issa Mezzola tajt fil-bidu tajt wax il-label. Because għalix, għax hija Mezzola. That's the Imma ħafna mill-kummenti kienu. Għalix tajtek, għalix, imma mhux ovvju. So il-problema it's not the joke, it is il-nies ħadu minn dik iċ-ċajta kollha minn topic. Fehmu iċ-ċajta, ma femux li din hija l-karota Mezzola. U jiena I've had many occasions illi xaġa simili tkun ġrat, I can't remember the exact ġismu, ma xaġa simili tkun ġrat in one of my shows. So I would be, jew ikolli karattru illi suppost li nazjonalista, allura tajt ċaġa kontra li, allura xaġi ġarli ma kellix għalfej tajtek, ma hekk kella għalfej, because that would have been her character, jew bil-maqlub, jew. So that is, jew xaħat li is completely anti-environmentalism, allura jgħid kem jobot istiġar, u bat jixibla jgħid li jisma, kem għalfej jgħidek kont Iva, kem għalfej, because that was his character. So ikollok ċuċati minn daw, usually. Imma again, I'm quite lucky, għax issa at a stage, illi nis li ġeraw il-show tija, I've got kind of an audience illi they kind of know what they're coming in for.
Għax il-differenza bejn Waqt u Bacon nasa primarjament hija li ħafna mill-kontenut l-iktar kontenut espliċt tiegħek bar il-fatt li qed fuq il-podcast ta' John Mankini. Isir ħafna minnu fil-privat, fil-sens paying audience li ġew teatru u jafu li ħatot titkellem fuq l-affarijiet li titkellem dwarhom.
I've got some stuff online and I've done other things li mhumiex that are available to people li jridu jaraw. So
li huma wkoll għandhom dak il-livell ta' sessualizzazzjoni jew speċa topics li huma
they're sexual but they're stupid. So for example, semmejna Denise came onto our show and she was I'm in your glory hole. So we had a glory hole and it was just like and she's feeding us through it was very stupid, suggestive, and suggestively stupid. It was sexual, but it was stupid sexual. So nasib our audience kind of gets that. Jien nasib hemm differenza wkoll. Għalkemm tistema stupida, ma nasib hemm differenza wkoll fil-lingwa. Li għandna jekk nagħmlu xi ħaġa bil-Ingliż. Nasib again this is not based on any scientific fact at all. Nasib aħna nagħmlu xi ħaġa bil-Ingliż, niġlu udjenza differenti li forsi eżjed aċċettabbli. Again, I don't know if this is true, it's just an idea illi I've had, imma there could be something in that. Yeah.
Well, important question, Julian tistaqsi, do the curtains match the drapes?
There's no
Yes, I think that's exactly what I think.
No, ma għaxxart xej. Darba, again, waqt il-podcast, għax tiftakar kien hemm show ta' teatru Malta fil-bidu tas-sena u kien hemm attriċi Sandy li kienet għaxxart ċara. Tiftakar, anyway, kien hemm show ta' teatru Malta di fix-show għaxxart ċara u daw għamlu, it was a bit of a news thing for a while. Allura aħna biex nagħmlu omaġġ lil Sandy what podcast minn tagħna għaxxartit mill-pubes tiegħi. Imma hija I've never really shown. Infatti tista' tarhom
jekk tista' tieqa fil-ġebbet jekk jogħġbok nirringrazzjawk.
Inħallilek waħda.
Nirringrazzjawk.
Għandi waħda.
Ħa nifrejmjaw.
Għandi waħda tista' tfrejmjaw.
Nifrejmjaw u nitfgħu hekk.
Ħdejn Matthew James.
Namlu l mustaċċi ta' vera l-Matthew James. Kemm ħaj offendini għazza.
Issa fejn ħadha jisir doqdek sa kemm tispiċċa dis-section.
Issa tija l-production producer. La darba inti saqsejt. Għandek l-evidenza hawnhekk.
Hawnhekk, tajjeb.
Is your opinion based on what if sense, knowing about your so yes, so it was meant to be like an addenda to the Waqt u Bacon questions, because basically is your opinion based on the Maltese context, with sense, knowing that you also frequently work abroad and you hate the Maltese public and you think we're all boring and everyone is basically an aspiring estate agent.
I like my Dux program for TV,
Do you?
Din is problem.
Because I say the truth and you're uncomfortable and you can't handle the truth. Mela.
Xin il-mistoqsija?
Il-mistoqsija hija, why do you hate us? This fucking just this anti-Maltese sentiment of yours of oh yeah, bro, you know you're getting along with me.
I think we could become very good friends,
What the fuck do you mean become? What the fuck do you mean become?
Ħorġu fl-imkien l-gwida jġibu biċċa John u Steve kienu barra sa 7 ta' filgħodu jixorbu jizzablu. Ikon hemmhekk, we could become like tabloid bħal Charlie Sheen u ma min kien jintefa' Charlie Sheen. Ma nafx. Jintefa' ma dak, ma x'ismu? Ma Sean Penn. Charlie Sheen u Sean Penn, ek mistansi, rina inti.
U jiena rani nixbaħna għal Sean Penn.
Eżatt, jiena narani nixbaħ Charlie Sheen, mela we're Oh, perfect.
Nasib li kaj kollok smertuħuna.
Habba lazy eye.
Habba-
lazy eye.
Le, tajt mustanajrek bid-dizabilta. Le, fuq dik li bdejt tajd li l-ewel tal-makula jew xkienet, tu.
Habba CAV viva. Tas CSCR, yes.
Mela, ħal, dawk huma l-mistoqsijiet essenzjalment li għanna li kill-lejla.
Grazzi patruni.
Mela, vera ħad gost li għaddejt saw. Din kienet mux mistennija xej. Steve Hili, inauguralek karriera li iġiblek dejjem iktar feliċità.
Dik l-idea?
Tidher bdiedem feliċi ħafna u nittama li xi darba nsiru ħbib.
Mux hekk. We can work on it.
Ciao, il-lejli tajjeb.
Ciao.
Mela, tlaqna.